We are off on another adventure. Actually, we've been on the adventure for about 5 hours. Kind of a different adventure for us. This kind of came about, well, several reasons. One, we retired 3 weeks ago. So we want to do a little traveling with the pull behind camper, which you can see right there behind us. And our trusty dog Scout. Hi, Scouty. Hi, buddy. I did a trip to Florida in the end of February. Bass fishing, a little bit of saltwater fishing, redfish, that kind of stuff. And on the way back, I had a lot of time to think. I knew I was going to retire. Started thinking, hey, I've never tried fly fishing. That might be kind of fun. Well, I can't dabble. I'm either all in or all out, it seems like. So,
True.
it's true. I bought all kinds of stuff, started tying my own flies. I used my Cabela's points to buy a pretty decent fly rod. I think it's really nice. I mean, it's not a $1,200 Sage, but I don't need that. And I made peace with it. I wouldn't say I'm great at fly casting yet, but I made peace with the thing. We were at war at first. Now it's going pretty good. I mean, I can hit what I aim at. It's keeping the loop tight sometimes. But so anyway, I decided. Did we decide? We both decided, because this is going to be a beautiful scenery trip too. We're going to the Bighorn Mountains in Wyoming. We're going to do some trout fishing there. We're going to do a lot of sightseeing. Hopefully glassing for some moose. Really, we have no set, rigid, fixed schedule. We're going to stay 3 nights kind of on the north end of the Bighorns, just out of Ranchester, not too far from Sheridan. And then 3 nights on the southern end, and from those 2 vantage points, we'll kind of bomb the middle and see what there is to see. Now, otherwise, some of the little bit lower streams in the 6,000, 7,000 foot range, brown trout, cutthroat, rainbows, that could be fun. But, you know, I said we're retired. We're not 25 anymore. So we're going to do what we can do, and we're going to see what that is.
So we're driving down 94 on our way for our first adventure from retirement. And, you know, you're retired. You can stop and see things if you want to, because you're not in the time constraint. And we saw these kites.
We're in Jamestown, North Dakota. We're just passing through and saw these to the north, so we did a U-ey and we're on our way back. We stopped at some little town between Jamestown, North Dakota, and Bismarck. Really, the middle of nowhere. We were just hoping we could find someplace, anything where we could stop and get some food. But we looked at the map and there wasn't really anything on the map. And then we saw a big, tall gas station thing. Well, maybe we can stop there. Well, it was a Love's out in the middle of nowhere. The place is a gold mine. The pumps were full, and there was cars and semi-trucks coming and going the whole time we were there.
Little dog park.
Yeah, and a dog park. And so I went in to get some food. They have a Subway in there, so I went in to get us a couple Subway sandwiches.
Scouty and I spotted something over here. You gotta check it out.
There was a big, tall bird, like, I don't know, how tall was it? 50 feet tall? I don't know, we'll show you the video. Michelle took video of it.
I took video of the sign, so.
Yeah, Michelle took video of it and the sign, and we were wondering, what is it? Is it a blue heron? Is it a blue crane? Is it what? You know, some kind of water bird, the way it looked. Well, Michelle went over to it, and apparently they're claiming that is the world's largest sandhill crane. Every sandhill I've seen has been brown. How about you?
Yeah.
With
brown.
a red notch if it's a male on his head. Well, it was blue. So, yeah, we got video of that. It's not every day, you know, you can see the world's largest sandhill crane statue. So, there's that. There, we're not too far from the Enchanted Highway, which we've always driven past and always said, hey, we should take a look at that someday. We're going to take a look at some of it, I think. We might do 18 miles of it up to the sculpture called the Fisherman's Dream and turn around and head back, because that'll get us into camp about 40 minutes later. We should arrive in camp 7-ish. Well, there's camp for the night. Sit. Stay. Good catch, buddy.
Yeah.
On the horizon is our first real glimpse of mountains. We are about an hour and 20 minutes from our campsite, our hopeful campsite for the evening. So we're thinking that on the horizon is Bighorn Mountains. Finally off the main interstate type highways and hitting the back roads. Close to the canyon. Just had some grilled brats at the camp. Now we're going to take our first drive up the canyon, at least to the trailhead, and take a look. We probably will get out and take a hike. We want to get a few good looks at the stream and just see the beauty of this canyon. We are at the very mouth of the canyon. As you can see, it gets more and more rugged as we go. Let's go see what we can find. Wow. I'm sure the action cam will not capture the steepness and the scale of this. It is pretty cool. You can hear the roar of the Tongue River in the background. I'm going to attempt to fish that tomorrow. My license isn't active until tomorrow. I bought a 5-day license.
Look how that slid off of there.
Oh yeah. That big chunk, Michelle noticed, used to fit right there. I'm glad I wasn't there when it came down. Michelle has a Merlin app, is that what it's called? On her phone. And I don't know if you can hear all the birds singing or not.
Oh, wow. We got
But it identifies the birds based on their songs. What now?
We have the lazuli bunting, song sparrow, western warbling vireo, the broad-tailed hummingbird, McGillivray's warbler, and the common yellowthroat. All singing to us this morning.
So we stopped in at the fly shop of the Bighorns yesterday. Bought a few things that I needed. Asked them, what flies should I have? I kind of expected a dozen different things. Hey, bring all these with you. Basically what they said is, use these 3 things. A stonefly, a stonefly, or a stonefly. For right now. So these are what they said. That's what he selected for me. I thought he'd recommend more. I probably should have just bought more, the way I'm a novice caster. I might go through these in half an hour. So I tied some bigger stoneflies just as a practice to get better at tying. I didn't have all the right stuff. I didn't have bead heads. I had cone head tungsten. But if I run out of the others, those don't look too far off of what they sold me. All right, suited up in my waders. We're gonna give Wyoming fly fishing a try. First attempt here. And my support team. Looks like I might be on the right track with stoneflies. All right, I got a mountain whitefish. Look at that. Hi, Scouty. Hi, buddy. Hi. Yeah. You probably couldn't tell what that was from here.
No.
It's a pretty nice rainbow.
One more off the bucket list.
I'm on the board with the trout. Yeah, I drifted it through there a bunch of times. Maybe I should move one more time. Boop, it went down. It's probably a snag. Set the hook. It's not a snag. It unhooked as soon as I netted it, so I don't know which fly it hit. While hiking down to this spot to fish, at one point I slipped backwards on the steep grade. If you look closely at the end of the rod, you can see the last 6 to 7 inches is broken. I'm just about to realize that. I ended up fishing the rest of the day with that end piece broken off. The next day we went back to the fly shop of the Bighorns. I was hoping to put a new tip on the rod and try to fish the rest of the week with it in that condition. Big thank you to the fly shop of the Bighorns. They actually sold me the end section off of a Douglas ERA rod that they had on the shelf. That was so nice. I don't have the mic with me, so I'm speaking up. I got a nice brown trout. Nice, first brown trout of the trip. My hands. Get a look at that rascal. Alright. Scout always wants to be in on the action. our way up to the Burgess Junction area. We've been camping at the foothills, fishing the Tongue River. Today we're going up, as you can tell. Up, up, up.
You can see the burned sections of the trees.
We've been going up for a long time. As you can tell, we are in the clouds. That's pretty cool. You don't get that in Minnesota. We stopped off for a break at the Sibley Lake Park. What a beautiful area. The altitude here is 7,900 feet. Toward the other end of this dam, we saw fish surfacing. I'm still seeing them surfacing. So, I tied on a small ant that they sold me at the fly shop this morning. Surface lure. Surface fly. It's the bass fisherman and me coming out. We made it to the top of the Bighorns. This is the North Tongue River. Supposed to be good for cutthroat. You see a little bit of it behind me there. A lot of willows that I will want to try to stay out of. It's really windy today. But look at the scenery. I expected more mountainous once we got up on top. It's actually less mountainous. Well, we're in a big, river valley. So it's flattened out, but yeah, some beautiful, beautiful stuff. I'm gonna just try to catch fish on short little casts. I've got a hopper dropper kind of rig going, or a dry dropper, I guess, and a small nymph under that. Now, the other thing we want to watch out for probably is black bears in the willows. As it turns out, moose are what we needed to watch out for. I'm not sure if you can tell. There's a moose, there's a cow moose right there. Michelle's getting better close up. But if it comes this way, we gotta go. All right, challenge, looks like the challenge is over. Oh, she's running off. That's exactly what we wanted to see. We do not want to have a duel. It wasn't a giant moose, but it was big enough. So I was just gonna say, keep an eye out for a moose, because this willow, all this willow down through here, that's their favorite stuff from what I'm told. I wouldn't know, but supposedly they like that. I got one. And it's big. You got video going?
Yes.
Yeah. Cutthroat, cutthroat. What is that? That's a nice fish. Oops. There it goes. Go. All right. That was a nice one.
Yes.
You got good close-up video for later? It is so cool. It's fairly close. Are you zoomed in with that one? Nice. That is not the same moose. No, the other one was browner. This one's much darker. She's just grazing. She doesn't care. All right, I don't know how well the action cam will pick this up. There is a moose right about there and another one right about there. We were just hiking along and up this edge right here, and I just happened to look to my right, and there 15 yards away was a moose face in a hole in the willows looking right at us. And Scouty was on scent. He knew there was something there. But fortunately, we recognized that look on him, and we were already telling him, no, because we didn't know what it was. It could be anything, a mouse, a squirrel. It turned out to be 2 moose. I bet those are calves from last year. Yeah. Siblings, because they're hanging together like that. And right there's our truck. We just did like a 3/4 mile walk downriver and back up again, and we're almost back to the truck, and there's more moose. Those are 1, 2, 3. We've seen 4 today in the willows. You really have to keep your head on a swivel in here. Oh, there's a better view of it right there. What a beautiful lunch spot. We are getting a little break from the wind. Oh, sneaky little booger. Hard to believe there are 2 moose right back here, maybe 100 yards. They didn't go anywhere. They're still there. Keeping an eye out for moose.
You told me to keep my head on a swivel.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. They can be dangerous. It's another cutthroat. Look at that. Beautiful. All right. Scouty, no. I did not catch any. I had to go a ways to get to a really nice pool. that I could cast. It was a nice deep pool on a bend. I cast a few times in there. It was windy, so I put the big indicator back on, cast again, stuck a good fish, and had it on for 2 seconds maybe, and it came unbuttoned. And then a little bit later, I stuck another one, rolled it, and then I had 2 more fish, or the same fish, come up and flash on it. But then I wore out my welcome. So, but
nice.
it's a beautiful pool up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we went the lesser of the 2 good directions. I don't know. It was all good. It was all beautiful.
Yeah.
All right.
Beautiful, for sure.
Let's pack up and go do something else.
All right.
After we left the great fishing at the North Tongue River, we continued to drive upward. Up, and more up, and it didn't take long and we were into some leftover snow. We just came up over a ridge, and you can see for forever and a half. Holy moly.
Yep. That's snow, all right.
We're at the end of the forest road. Don't really like the look of the stream here. It's just a lot of one little tiny waterfall after another, but we're gonna hike up the trail further and see if it flattens out. That's a beautiful run all the way up through there.
Yeah.
Look at this valley. Beautiful. We're gonna head back to the truck and get the fly rod. There's another one back here that has a rack. Heading to a new camp spot today. New base camp near 10 Sleep, Wyoming. This is Sheridan in the background. We were here a couple of times because of breaking the fly rod and buying flies and getting info. But it's a really nice town with the bighorns right in the background.
Crop duster. There's the snowy peaks.
Hiking down the trail around Meadowlark Lake. We're heading to a new base camp today after 4 days in Tongue River Canyon, which we really loved it there. It was beautiful. No showers though. At least at the next place we can get a shower. After 5 days, you might imagine we could use one. But we can't check in until 3, and it's about noon now. This is Ten Sleep Canyon. Wow. Ten Sleep Canyon is not a letdown at all. Yeah, when they said most parts of the stream are difficult to access, they weren't kidding. Look at this bridge. Our truck and camper barely fit down this thing, but it did. And then right at the end, a hard left turn. Coming back, I think will be more difficult, but if it made it one way, even if I have to back up and jackknife it, I should be able to get out of there. It was actually much harder getting out of there than we thought. It took several attempts and several people helping, including the campground owner, to finally get across the bridge. We didn't shoot any video because it was so stressful. We needed to concentrate on what we were doing. On the first attempt, Michelle was watching from the back to make sure the camper didn't clip the bridge railing right here. I swung as wide as I could with the truck before turning. Even so, the camper was still going to clip the railing, so I had to back up and reassess the situation. On the final attempt, I folded the mirror in, and I had Michelle in front of the truck watching to see that the bumper didn't hit the shed or the green railing on the right. I had the campground owner in the back watching to see if the camper cleared. I swung the tow vehicle as wide as possible, with Michelle watching to guide me within 1 inch of the shed as I turned. Then I pulled straight ahead to within 1 inch of this green fence. Then I backed up and jackknifed the trailer until the truck was pointed straight across the bridge. That actually worked, and the camper cleared the railing by mere inches. During this time, a crowd had gathered to watch. When we finally got the camper all the way across, there was clapping and cheering. Well, we have arrived at our next base camp. Ten Sleep Rock Ranch, this place is called. It was a tight fit. I'm glad we hunted through their map and found a double wide spot. I don't think we would have fit otherwise. Another view from our campsite. I'm really hoping that rock right there doesn't decide to roll down while we're here. We are heading down Forest Road 24. It starts out fairly good. It's supposed to get really rough. There are 2 little creeks back here that have cutthroat in them. Ten Sleep, although it's a beautiful, beautiful creek, the gradient is unbelievably steep.
Turn left.
There's hardly a pool I can drop a fly into. I have no idea how to fish that. So we're heading to Soldier Creek and Buckskin Creek. It's 8 miles of road that continues to get worse. To show them the road, it just got narrower. But we should be able to get fairly close to the creek and have a short walk. So we're gonna go up there and see if we can catch some cutthroat. I tried to get a good look at it. Looks like the stream is big enough to fish. The first one, the other one is Buckskin Creek. And we're hoping for some great scenery and well off the beaten path. And we're hoping for no breakdowns on the truck because we're going to be in the middle of nowhere. We're also hoping to see an elk today. Oh, that's a beautiful pond. Wow. Quite a view.
No elk sighting yet.
Well, we made it to Soldier Creek. I'm gonna go take a look at it. I could see a little bit of it from the road here. It's smaller than I hoped. Let's see if it's even possible to fish it with a 9-foot 5-weight rod. Pretty tough to fish that with a 9-foot fly rod. Okay, we broke out of the pines in the canyon and into a meadow. So I thought, oh, I wonder if I could cast that and fly fish that. And it looks like it's being preserved. They're keeping the cattle out of the stream. So it looks like it's intended to be fished. And it's not barbed wire for anyone in waders. I'm just gonna wear my Crocs. It's, as you can see, not much of a stream down through there. I think I'm gonna go with a small dry fly, but something buoyant. And maybe underneath that, a tiny little midge. And see if they'll eat one or the other. I caught another Yellowstone cut. This one is very pretty. I'm going to try to get a nice close-up picture. Well, they'll hit this black stonefly. I had to go through 4 flies to get them to bite something. That is a Yellowstone cut. Notice the larger spots and more concentrated toward the tail. Oh, so as you can probably hear, the wind is still blowing 30 miles an hour. Michelle's getting a little bit of a sunburn going, so she's gonna stay in the truck. I'm gonna hike down. It's maybe half mile, and I'm gonna just maybe spend just a half hour casting a stonefly, a smaller stonefly. Yeah, this was a lot further than it looked. Another spring just coming out of the hillside. More of a natural looking stream than Soldier Creek was. Well, I got one. Well, looks like I could catch those little buggers all day long, and probably a few bigger ones. I wanted to get a look at the stream, and it's beautiful. It's just, it's not really what I wanted to fish. Basically what you're doing is sneaking up on a little dark spot like that and poking the tip of your rod down there with a fly on it and pulling it through those undercuts. That's where they are. And that's the only way you can sneak up on them. If they're in the open, as soon as you get to where you can cast, they've already made you and they're gone. But you can catch them under those undercut banks. But it was a long walk down a big hill to get here, and Michelle's sitting in the truck waiting for me, so I'm just gonna head back. Hopefully my old body doesn't give out on the way up that hill. Golly, it's beautiful here though. We'll do a little panoramic here. All right, and that is just barely getting going up the hill. It's probably 10 times further than what you see right there. Little steps climb big hills, right? I just didn't want to fish that little bitty thing. That's not why I came out here. I can fish all the little dinky streams like that I want in northern Wisconsin. All right, rested up. More upness. If memory serves, it's the distance from here to that horizon times 2 to get back to the truck. Yikes. Found a little shade spot though, that's not too bad. Alright, here we go. Oh goodness. There's a welcome sight.
While I was waiting in the truck for Jay to return, I got my chance to see some elk. I remembered I had my big camera with. I took it out to hopefully get some good pictures. An ATV came by and scared them away. One by one, they started coming back out from the woods. I was so excited to tell Jay all about it when he got back to the truck. Coming at the Bighorns from a different direction today. Went through Gray Bull and Shell.
Notice how different the west slope of the Bighorns is. Earlier in the week we were all on the eastern slope, which doesn't see the amount of sunshine, western exposed sunshine, that this does. And it's greener, lush. This is really almost desert-like on this side. Beautiful. Fetch.
Yes.
Good catch, buddy. Good catch.
Come. All right.
We happened upon this newborn fawn, and I mean newborn. It could barely walk, it was still wet, and it still had the swirl marks from where the mom cleaned it up. What a beautiful river to trout fish. Too bad my license ended yesterday. There's some beautiful pocket water. Look at this one. Bet you could catch fish all across there, down here. A lot of seams. Just a beautiful pool right there. Look at this. I think that's all pine beetle infestation. Look what they've done. It's terrible. The camera probably is not going to be able to see it because it doesn't have a polarized lens. But right at there's a log in the water right here. Just to the right of that, I'm seeing trout swimming back and forth. There's another one over right in front of that log, or sorry, in front of that rock right there, right there. Pretty cool.
Stay.
Get it, Scouty, get it. Too late. I don't think you're gonna get that one, buddy. Well, that was exciting. There were 2 baby fawns. That mom had twins, and we thought the one laying there was dead. We thought maybe somebody hit it, and we were about ready to start tearing up. And then it hopped up. It ran off to the left, but mom and the other baby ran to the right. So we started up the truck and got out of there so that she could collect them. If we were separating them, she might not be able to get them back together. So we got out of there. We could have done some more filming, but that wouldn't be prudent. So yeah, all's well that ended well. We've been going up and up and up and up, following what we think is still the South Tongue River. We left it back, I don't know, half-mile back. We could see it again, but it's down to not much of a river. We just kind of want to see where up gets us. Well, we went up, 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 and over. And you can tell it drops off in a big way on the other side of this, but there's too much forestation to get the vista view we were hoping for. It's still beautiful.
So we're driving in the mountains again, and as you can see on the windshield, it was raining on us, and for about 5 seconds it was snowing.
Big slush blobs.
Slush blobs. There it goes again.
Yep. Looks like if you're set up for this, you could cross there. We probably could cross, but
We're not going to.
up here, I mean, help is not anywhere near. So we're not going to cross that.